Tatsu is a former Yakuza, now a housewife, who collects debts from the locals together with his friend Masa. More precisely, a collection for the needs of the neighborhood. His manner of speech and shady past still creep people out. But the fundraisers are very effective. And so another house turned out to be the home of similarly cocky guys. But after a brutal man-to-man conversation, everything was resolved. Mika's wife Tatsu, with whom they live, bought a huge pile of bread, for winning coupons to win 10,000 plates. 2 points for the muffins, 1 for the regular, time to eat. Mika can't do it alone, she needs help. Our guys are already on their way. Stomachs are full, but we can't give up. Tatsu came up with a strategy to combine flavors. After all, eating bread with something would be perfect. But the opponent proved to be unbeatable. Hibari, the first lady of the Tori clan, came undercover in the cat cafe. But here she met Tatsu, he works there part-time. Kitties will save the world. Her gaze fell on a lonely kitty who can't be petted, but she'll find a solution for him, too. Catnip. So she gained the cat's trust and took him home. A typhoon is coming to town. We must defend ourselves. Tatsu is injured by the wind. A call from Masa, he's outside. In this weather, he's craving meatballs. We've got to save the kid. This time, Tatsu and his family went camping. It was a great vacation. If only Masa hadn't knocked over a pot of rice. But that's okay, they made a deal with Thor's former boss. Rice for marshmallows. At the city chairwoman's coffee shop, she met with Tatsu. The goal is to lure Tatsu into the Women's Committee of 8 Dragons. There are some very talented and colorful women sitting on the committee. Viking Yoko knows all about stocks. Alchemist Kobayashi bought a Mercedes on the budget. Great golfer Arai hit all the holes. Queen Smitsu Sumashita knows all the gossip in town. Queen of Order Terada, subbing is the meaning of life for her. Ikebana Master Kitagawa, flower woman. Buddha Kyung is the city's first volunteer. Landowner Fukuda, chairwoman of the Women's Committee. It's time to introduce ourselves. The first challenge, serving tea. He was great. The flower woman was against it. To become more sophisticated, he agreed to take a floristry class. And so, after hard training, Tatsu amazed everyone with his finesse. The daughter of Miku's friend adores the TV series, Criminal Police, except that she is very sick. Tatsu disguises himself as the main villain of the series and surprises her. But then Miku bursts in as a policewoman and a battle ensues, with good triumphing over evil. Tatsu professionally ironed things. Suddenly his lower back gave out. But he is not some weakling to give up household chores over such a small thing. It turned out to be harder than he thought, and they ordered a delivery. Miku took Tatsu to the doctor. Thor has no customers today at all. The reason is that everyone has been poached by Kaharu, a competitor. She sells donuts, which everyone loves. The pancakes are clearly losing out. Tats came to the rescue of a friend and tasted the donut. It wasn't good, then he took matters into his own hands and made his own incredible donuts. Kaharu lost. On a normal morning, Tatsu went to his perch and saw condensation there. The whole window was covered in it. We must act immediately. Time to stock up on groceries for the winter. Poor people are shoveling snow with silly slippery shoes and shovels. We have to change our shoes. And Tetsumi knows how to make things easier. How to have a great night out. That's right. Watch Criminal Police, Mika suggested. But Tatsu also has a decent suggestion for It's Hard to Be a Man. And Masa pulled out his Yakuza collection. Which to choose? An argument broke out. In the end, the Lion Queen was chosen. But now a new question, dubbing or subtitles? Mika's colleague asked them to look after the hamster. Only the cat did not like the idea, then they began to look for someone who can shelter an animal. Kanon managed to leave him with the police. Tora invited everyone to his sauna for the weekend. It's a real thrill, a real high. Sweat it out and then into the river. Great. So much steam, heat, and high, the guys really took a bath overdose. They began to have hot and vivid hallucinations. Miku is going to play golf the other day, but he can't play golf at all. But that's okay, Tatsu is good at it. They came to the golf club. He's going to teach Mika how to play. The main rule is don't hit the hole before the boss. Or else you're screwed. Our heroes went hunting for bamboo for soup. When they had gathered enough, they found that macaques were stealing their prey. Masa tried to run over the monkey, but it didn't work. It almost didn't work. All the thieves scattered. In trying to catch up with the intruders, Masu almost killed himself, but it was okay. It didn't end up being much, just a couple of pieces. How do you feed that to the boss? He's not gonna be happy. But we have our beloved Tatsu, who, with his magic hands, has once again worked wonders with the food. It was the most sumptuous lunch ever. The family goes to a chef they know, Chen. He has a secret menu for special guests. A new super spicy soup. He challenged the customers, if they eat it all the way through, lunch is on the house. It didn't turn out to be that easy. Though spicy, it was insanely delicious. The soup turned out to be stronger. Tatsu went to Misa's house to visit. The smell was disgusting, even though it was clean. There's only one remedy. Herbs. A couple of moves and it's done. Quilting toys sound interesting and Tatsu decided to get acquainted with it personally. At the store he met with Hibari. Duel, who can felts a cat out of felt? Hibari couldn't do it at all, then Tatsu helped her. And so the little kitten is already in her hands. Time for evening horror stories. Miku started first. One night she was sitting alone in the office and suddenly the program on her computer froze. Masa interrupted her and told her his story. There was a creepy house in town and the boys decided to sneak in. They climbed in and went down the halls. One of them got very cold, they shined a flashlight on him, and behind him stood her. A woman in a white dress. Suddenly she pretended to be a dog and jumped on them, and they woke up in the parking lot. Now it was Tatsu's turn. It was a gray, rainy day, and suddenly the sound of commercials came from the television. He was seized by an irresistible urge to buy a product. He opened the freezer to put the product in and saw exactly the same packages, he had ordered them before. Tatsu's friend's daughter hates vegetables, but she needs to eat them. Sounds like a challenge for the housewife. But it's not that easy. Then he mixed the ingredients into cutlets. But she cracked it open. On the edge of the abyss, Tatsu told a cute story about a carrot farmer. It worked. The weeds attacked the yard. We've got to take the territory back from them. First we have to arm ourselves. We have to uproot them so they don't dare come back. After a hard fight, you can have some lemonade. An argument ensues between the boys as to who is tougher, the rhinoceros beetle or the deer beetle. Tatsu votes for the rhinoceros and Tora votes for the deer. It all turned into a bug war. A day of battle. This is cooler than real battles. Except the contestants flew away. With the advent of malls, everyone forgot about the little stores. It's Tatsu's job to lure the customers. And he succeeded. Then a guy came in and started haggling with Tatsu, who ended up buying a sweater. Gwyn's cat is in for a terrible treat, he needs to be neutered. Oh no! How could that be? The operation was a success. Now he'll never be the same.